Hey Synth Drones, today we're going to talk about stop believing and start knowing about synthesizers. Hi, I'm Pure Ambient Drone, and this is my channel where I vlog about synthesizers. If you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button, tap that bell, so you can keep up with all of my synth adventures. Well, what do I mean by stop believing and start knowing? The internet, people, even friends, are sometimes, most of the time, full of it. There's just no other way to put it. There's always a company out there trying to push their product, trying to tell you that their stuff is better than other stuff. Buy our stuff because blah blah blah. I've fallen for a lot of it, I really have. But I've come to learn one important thing, and it seems like we have to, as people, as human beings, relearn the same lesson depending on what it is we're involved in. So what I'm getting at is that there's a lot of misdirection that is sometimes accidental, sometimes on purpose, sometimes a little bit of both. And as a synth drone, remember, synth drones are evolving. Synth drones are never sitting still and doing the same thing. We're learning, we're evolving, we're getting better at our craft. As a synth drone, we need to take the initiative to know rather than believe. So when you hear something, question it. I'm not saying dismiss it. I'm saying question it. Don't be a synth bot, someone who is programmed by the mass media, by the latest thing that's going on out there. Don't be a synth bot, be a synth drone. The other day I was watching a video, and here I go talking about videos when we know that we can't trust everything. But this was a video by a prominent professional musician, and he was talking about a certain synthesizer and giving it value. It turns out that this same person, I later found out, was being endorsed or paid by the company that he's bragging about. So of course he's going to say good things about it. Does he use the product in his own professional recordings? I don't know. But the fact that he is being paid to say these things bothers me. Because when somebody is being paid to tell you about a product, they're not always going to be honest. Remember, I said the word always. There are some good YouTubers out there that I think try to be genuine. But if somebody is paying your paycheck, it's always going to be in the back of your mind that if you say a certain thing or don't say a certain thing, you might lose your job. You could lose your payday. Some companies pay people with money, and others pay them with products, and some even do both. So you have to be careful of who you're listening to. Now, let's take this a step further. Let's talk about the YouTubers who just own gear, like myself. As of this video, nobody pays me to talk about synthesizers and gear. But why should you take my word for anything? I've said many times on this channel that I'm not a technical channel. I'm not a learning channel. That doesn't mean you can't learn anything from me. It doesn't mean that I can't learn anything from you. It just means that that is out of the scope of this channel. What I am attempting to do here is just share my synth adventures with you. This channel has evolved. I used to do music tracks, and I used to talk about gear, and now I just kind of vlog on my phone. So why should you take my word for anything? Who am I that you know me so well that you could trust my judgment? That you could trust my direction? Who is anyone online or in your family or your circle of friends that you can literally trust them, that they are a source of knowledge rather than a source of belief. I hope you're catching on to what I'm trying to say here. There's a difference between believing in something and a difference between knowing something. Now, I know certain synthesizers that I own, but there was a time that I didn't know everything about them, but I believed things about them only to be disappointed. Sometimes my beliefs were realized into fact. But as we watch the professionals and we listen to them, can we truly trust that every single one of them is being honest? I had a conversation with a magician one time, trying to get him to show me some of his secrets. He said to me, a good magician will never reveal everything to anyone. They just don't do that. It's their trick. It's their way of doing things. Now, there could be 5 other magicians that they know about that can do the same trick, but they don't do it quite the same way as they do it. Perhaps there's other ways to do a certain trick. They never reveal their true methods. Magic, which I know nothing about, only from my conversations with those who are in it, so I have to believe that I'm being told correctly. Magic is all about misdirection. Now, I believe that to be true, but I'm not a magician, so I don't know it to be true. So where am I going with this vlog today? Well, I'm tired of hearing the misdirections of people when they say plugins are better than hardware, or hardware is better than plugins, if that makes any sense. Because I have seen some plugins that I would prefer over the hardware because of my experience, not because of my belief, but because of what I know. Likewise, I have seen hardware that I would prefer over plugins because of my experience, not because of my belief. But yet, you do quite often see in the online forums and other places in social media where people actually get into a hate fest of words, trying to prop one up over the other and not giving value to both. It is true, however, I know this for a fact, that when I see professionals endorse a plugin, whether it be a compressor, an EQ, or any other kind of emulation, that they usually sit in their studio filled with hardware. It makes me kind of scratch my head and think, why is this person surrounded by tens of thousands of dollars worth of hardware telling me to buy the equivalent plugin and saying to me that it's just as good? They don't always say that. They don't always say it's as good. They misdirect. In most cases, they talk about how phenomenal the plugin is. Now, I'm not coming down on plugins, please. Please, don't leave comments about how plugins are just as good as hardware, because this is not a debate on that topic, and I'm not saying that they are or are not. I'm saying you have to know which plugins work for you versus the hardware works for you, and in what cases, and how much you can afford. I understand that producers who make millions of dollars and win Grammys are going to be able to afford $1 million worth of equipment, and that for the rest of us, plugins will have to do. But that's not the scope of this vlog. It's just that there are so many lies, so many misdirections, whether they're done on purpose or not. I'm not saying they're intentional lies. A lie is anything that is untrue. Doesn't matter if the person telling it is aware of the fact that it's a lie or a truth. They're just saying what they believe. I want the people on this channel who watch my vlogs to understand that I made a lot of mistakes believing things without knowing things. I don't want to see anybody else have to go through that because I misdirected them. So if I answer a comment and you believe it's the right answer, please take it a step further and find out the truth at other places. Just wanted to share that with you today. And if you will do that when you ask me a question and I answer it, please do it with other people as well. Know the truth, don't just believe it. Until next time, keep calm and synth on. Leave your comments below. Hit that subscribe button. I love all you guys. Have a peaceful day.